I'm using a My Club team, 5-star team with no black balls, just high-level silver and gold players. In this episode, I want to show you guys one of the simple attacking methods, which is pretty, well, it is simple, but it requires some sort of timing and when to press what in different scenarios. And the idea of this video to show you how to score cutback tap-ins, which is, usually it's one of the, even in real life modern football, cutback tap-ins is always very hard to defend. But there are different scenarios, what button to press, whether it's a triangle, whether it's X, whether it's double tap circle. You know, you do a low cross or you do something out of the book, which is double tap and X. I do that often, but it depends where the player is. And a perfect example for that, now first thing, if you're aiming to just play like that, you got to do a lot of switching from left to right, not to play predictable. And in this example right here, as you can see, my player's ahead of him. You would press triangle in this scenario. However, I'm going to show you something different. Now it's pretty obvious your options. You're either going to do a rollback, a deft touch rollback, wait for the support come, Rashford, get into the box, and then simply you can just give him a nice clean through ball. Or option 2, give the ball to Rashford again, but then hold the ball with Rashford, wait for another player to come in, less predictable. You got to have these unpredictable options when you get higher rated played against higher rated players, because trust me, they will read you, so you got to be unpredictable. Now my point here, the player slows down, I double tap X. The first scenario I showed you, the player was ahead of him, I pressed triangle. But in this scenario, as you can see, when the player slows down, he's asking for a pass. A lot of things that I pay attention, a lot of mistake people do, including myself, watch for players' body language. If he's making a run forward, it's pretty obvious he's asking for a through ball. Most of the time when you do a through ball and the player stops, that means your timing wasn't right. Most of the time the player lifts his hand up for a through ball. Sometimes the player stops, meaning he wants a pass. I think if you play football, that's pretty obvious. But yet, sometimes we rush. You know, you gotta have a great vision here. I always talk about it, which I call it the third eye. You know, one eye on your player, one eye on your teammate, and the third eye on your opponent's teammate. You're probably thinking we don't have 3 eyes, but I'm talking about your peripheral vision. So the point of this video, it's a quick example. In this scenario, in that clip that I showed you, I use double tap and X. As soon as the player slows down, he's wanting a pass. Sure, you can say you can double tap circle, you know, do a low cross down, do a low cross as well. Yeah, that would work. In many scenarios, that would work. But when the player slows down, putting himself behind the defender, he's asking for a pass. And most of the time, if you just press X once, the pass less likely go for him because the power matters there. But when I double tap X, I think one of my viewers told me about this. I usually did the double tap X back in PES 2012 actually, but you know, I never implemented it into my game, and it was just a great reminder. In the meantime, you know, credit the person who mentioned that, whoever you are in the stream, you know, comment down below so I can thank you. So, as I said, the cutback tapping is one of the simplest attacking methods against certain opponents. It's all about not being predictable. It's all about your vision. It's all about your decision making. And yeah, at the moment on my club, the meta formations before Data Pack 3 is pretty much a diamond formation, especially Fernando Santos or the default manager Fisher or Klopp 3CF. But that doesn't mean other formations doesn't work. You have to think about your personal preference and the team that you have. And most of the time from my club 19 and 20, really, how you play, how you manage tough situations. You know, you're playing against somebody low rated, you might underestimate him and things doesn't go your way. Your AI becomes superstar, opponent's AI becomes regular, things become a little bit easier for you, or things turn other way around. Your AI is on regular, opponent's AI on superstar. You're not going to get him much help in the defense. Your players in attack is not going to be elusive. So it's all about knowing what to do what and not to do what. And most of the time, as I said, even in real life football, cutback tap-ins is really hard to stop. You just have to time it. Are you going to do a through ball down the middle? Pressing the left stick towards the player on the side, you know, in these areas when you usually cross. You know, if you have a tall guy, do high crossing, hold R2 and crossing. You can even do low early cross as well. I do early cross a lot, not for headers, just to get the ball down. And in certain situations, you could say you can use double tap circle, but try this double tap X and let me know how it goes for you. I'm not telling you be a one-trick pony and make your entire build-up so you can play a cutback Talons. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people I play against, they have one plan and they do it over and over and over. Because sadly nowadays in games, you should be scared of people who does one thing 100 times than knowing 100 different ways to play a game. And in my opinion, at the moment, cutback happens, it does save me a lot of games. I never play that much predictable. When I attack, it just depends on the scenario. I like stationary shots around the box, you know, with players who has high kicking power. The idea is not to sprint too much, really. I mean, when you see a space, run into it. If not, the players that I would do full speed dribbling could be Messi, could be Maradona, players like him. And the use of Messi, a lot of people can you know, criticize him based on my club. I get it, the dribbling is not the best, but with Messi, just use him like in real life. You know, he's a genius in terms of spacing. When you see big guys, don't go near him. That's what I always say, and that's how I use Messi in real life. I know we kind of go sidetracked, but if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, ciao for now.